substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of beamer or necklace or freedom. Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of beamer or necklace or freedom. Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of beamer or necklace or freedom. Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of beamer or necklace or freedom. Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of beamer or necklace or freedom. Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, of beamer or necklace or freedom. Lexus or justice, or dream or some substance, or beamer or necklace or freedom.
I am a Gye-Nyame man. I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent sinner. I pledge to find and connect with my sinner. I pledge to build my spirit, mind, and body. I pledge to use my hands to build a better world for myself, my loved ones, and my community. I pledge to use my mind to think deeper, further, and higher to create a better reality for myself. I pledge to live my life and go beyond all my self-imposed limitations. I pledge to promote the principles of the Gye-Nyame warrior and to assist all those seeking the path of success. I pledge all these things first to myself, my teachers, to all my relations, and to my higher power. I am Gye-Nyame. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. That is the Gye-Nyame pledge that is said by all of our true members at least once a day. Peace and welcome to our YouTube channel. Check out our videos and podcasts. Subscribe as well as join the journey. Push past your self-imposed limitations within the Gye-Nyame journey. Peace. Alright, family. Hey, I need to let you know you're not listening to Gye-Nyame Journey. Word. This is a Heart of a Simba production, and of course you know we are on Tribal Quotes tonight. And of the mouths of babes. We talked about that this morning, family, but we have the proverbs to go through. But I do need to make an announcement. So, on Kuumba, which is December 16th, those that know the language, you know what Kuumba is. On Kuumba, that day, December 16th, at the main library auditorium from 2 to 5 p.m., we will be having an HBCU program. This is a pre-Kwanzaa Peace, family. It's going down. We are going to introduce the children to some HBCUs, let them know what HBCUs is about. Those of you that went to HBCUs, or you got people in your family that went to HBCUs, come and talk to the young people. All right? We will be there. This is part of the pre-Kwanzaa. Shots out to Brother Darnell Smith. Shots out to Shaka Seung Hasbury. Shots out to Mark Mayo. Shots out to Brother Issa. Shouts out to Kathy. Shouts out to Sister Kathy. All right, so family, it's about to go down. Listen, those that want to call in, I'm about to post up the number so that you can call in and join the conversation, because we are live. We are doing it. Here we go. Call in number. I need to type that in because I don't want nobody just call in at 614-556-4535. I know that's Brother Shaka on the line. We about to kick it. You know what I'm saying? I got regulars. We got regulars now, family. We building now. We building all the way. Now let me go on and lock that in for y'all. So y'all got it. Alright? It's stuck up there, so don't be shy. Because you never know what or how your wisdom will affect other people. Alright? So now, without any further ado, let me go and introduce Brother Shaka. You got something you want to share with the world? My friend?
Oh man, I'm just so ready to get into the proverbs tonight.
I see.
So I felt like every superstar that I know, like off the top of my head, I just felt like they needed to be a part of this conversation. This is one of those moments, you know.
Word.
I can do what I can do, you know.
We gonna do it. We about to read down
the
list.
Shout out to Brother Isaiah Washington if he's listening in.
Okay.
Terrell, Keisha from Belly up in there.
Okay.
And is your one man on tonight? What's his name? The one that's real familiar with the comic books.
Oh, you talking about Brother? You asked me too fast. Let me check. I don't see him. He ain't checked in yet. Brother Anubis.
All right.
Brother Anubis. Why, you got
Anubis,
somebody?
yeah.
You got somebody? Yeah. You got somebody for him on here?
This brother, Chuck Dragon Black Collins. He is one of the dopest Japanimation or Afro samurai type. Man, you just gotta see his. You gotta see his comics, and he's done cartoons. So I mean, in this live, you will love his stuff because the symbol you got around his neck is actually on some of the characters that he's created. It's bananas, man. It's bananas. And the 6 degrees of separation, let me tell you something. I met this brother when I was in the Bronx. I was introduced to him by the late T.C. Islam, son of Africa Bambaataa.
Anubis just checked in.
Yes. So I gotta get y'all connected. Like that has product. He has comics out there. He has reels of these created with heroes or characters with the Indikra symbols on them.
Okay. Say his name again so Brother Anubis can be up with us.
Chuck Dragon Black Collins.
You ever heard of him, Anubis? He out in the Bronx. Chuck Dragon Black Collins. That's why Brother Shaka came on the air asking about you, man. So, hey, we about to get into it. We about to hit these proverbs, family. This crystallized wisdom. We're gonna take the time. We're gonna dig through them, and we're gonna get the wisdom. And I'm telling you, family, do not be shy. Be sure that if something moves you, hit the line 614-556-4535, or post up a comment or a thought up on the timeline, because you never know how your words of wisdom may affect someone else. You never know that the words that you speak, or the words that you share, or the words that you write, you never know. Those might be the words somebody might need. Brother Anubis says, yes, he is on my friend list. So he's familiar with them. So I'm going to read these proverbs so that we can jump off. Shaka, since you on the line, you get to start with the one that you want to start, but I'm going to read them all first, because I see that you went back and listened this morning, wrote them all down, got ready, so I know you got your dissertation ready. We're about to break it down. We're about to dig, because I read it this morning, and I went off to my adventure, and my adventure took my mind, because my kids will not give me a second to think. They won't give me a second. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm not looking at them, every time I'm looking down, either somebody's calling my name or somebody's not doing what they supposed to be doing. But hey, that's not the life I chose. That's the part of life that chose me. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one of my gifts. I'm able to work with people of many ages and do stuff. So we're going to go through this. We are on day 8. I'm coming from Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook, Tribal Quotes. This is a book that's been compiled by me. I think somebody else just joined us on the line or something ding. I don't know what's going on. All right, but whatever it was, we about to kick it. So here we go. Day 8. Consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. That's by Oscar Wilde. Okay? If you listen closely, you see my daughter imitate me, as I'm telling you, they watch everything we do. Never does nature say one thing and wisdom another. That's by it's Juvenal Satiris. But I think it's backwards. It's Satiris Juvenal. And then last, a man should not swallow poison because he is afraid to spit and offend others. Unknown. That sound African, so I put that last. So, I read through them one more time. Shouts out to Kevin Sanchez. Shouts out to Brother Demi Faust. What's up? What's up, Demi? Brother Damari, how you doing? One more time. Consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Oscar Wilde. Never does nature say one thing and wisdom another. Satiris Juvenal. And last, a man should not swallow poison because he is afraid to spit and offend others. Unknown. Shaka. It's on you. So what you gonna do?
Oh man, I am liking that unknown, that one piece, that a man should not swallow poison because he's afraid to spit and offend others. Huh.
Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first? I wanted to say that one.
I hear you over. You know what? Go ahead. By all means, ladies and gentlemen, hot tip.
So, family, listen. I have been in this situation, right? I've been in this situation where there was something burning inside of me. It was something that I was supposed to do. It was something that I knew was the right thing. But I didn't do it. Or I didn't say You know what I'm saying? I not to offend others. I held my tongue, or I didn't do an action. Many of us are involved in organizations where if we do too much, we might shine too much and we'll outshine everybody else and we might lose our group. And a lot of times we rob ourselves of our groups. We rob ourselves and we rob our groups of our talents because we're too busy not trying to share because we don't want to offend, right? We do this in America. We hold the poison in our mouth. We're dying from the poison. And the only thing we have to do is be bold enough to spit it out. This is talking about taking bold action. Not just any type of bold action. Shouts out to Sister Jill Lundy. Shouts out to Brother Joe Berry. Good evening to you as well, sir. So sometimes we hold the poison in and it starts to kill us. Many of us are dying because we're holding the poison in. Many of us, like for example, this poison, we don't want to offend our friends, even though we know we got certain habits that we are doing with our friends that we need to stop. So we don't want to stop because, we don't want to offend our friends. There's so many things that we refuse to do because we are following the herd rather than being the goddamn shepherd. When a shepherd has something in his mouth, he spits it out. You know what I'm saying? Sheep, on the other hand, will continue holding the poison. Sheep will follow without asking a question. And if we want to move towards success, if we want to move towards nation building, we have to strive to stop holding the poison in. We have to get the poison out of us. For those that just joining us, we're talking about this proverb. A man should not swallow poison because he is afraid to spit and offend others. Many of us are swallowing poison right now. Many of us in the relationships we have, in the jobs that we have, in denying ourselves opportunities. You know what I'm saying? In some of the education institutions, some of us are making our children hold the poison and swallow the poison, even though we know it's poison. But we don't want to be rude and say, "Hell with that. I'm gonna spit it out." You know what I'm saying? Because really think about this. I heard it was a conversation on one of my brother's timeline where he was upset, and I know some of y'all gonna get mad at me about this. He was upset about what's that dude with the 3 sons that's playing basketball? Anybody I know, Anubis, I know you know. Well, maybe you don't do sports, but somebody do sports. It's a Ball, LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball took his youngest son out and is going to take him to another country to play ball. And people are upset. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Right? This man is now holding poison in his mouth, afraid to spit it out. He feels that his sons, the path that he has laid out for his sons is basketball. This is what they need, and they need to be able to be forced to play at the highest levels. And they can't get that in school. So he's taking his son out, and he's taking him cross country. He's not accepting the poison that a lot of us will accept. You know what I'm saying? I done heard professional educators tell me the whole reason that you go to school is to make money. So when you find an opportunity to make that money, make that money. You come back and go to school. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, a lot of us, we accept the poison that we have been given. We accept the poison that we have been told it. We're swallowing the poison about what it means to be black. Right? You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be too black. We don't want to sound too black. So we got to swallow the poison rather than spit the poison out. And in spitting the poison out, we will free ourselves. It's the poison that's holding us hostage. It's holding us chained. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if we don't step up and start spitting out the poison, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes even spitting the poison into the face of the people or the person that's trying to inflict it on us. You understand what I'm saying? We do not have to do that. We do not have to suffer that. Many of us are giving up our lives and holding poison and swallowing poison rather than being bold enough to just spit it out. Family, spit that poison out. We've been poisoned economically. We've been poisoned politically. We've been poisoned mentally. We've been poisoned militarily. We've been poisoned. We have poison. And the one thing that's holding us down is the fact that we're holding on to the poison. We don't want to get it out because we don't want to offend nobody. Brother or sister, you too black. Brother or sister, you too smart. Brother or sister, you need to kind of quiet down. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we don't. Everybody is not in agreement with what you're talking about. But family, I'm challenging you. The poison in your life right now, that thing that's holding you back, that thing that's and check this out. The poison is often mediocrity. Many of us have settled for mediocrity. Many of us have opted out of the ancient African tradition of mastery because we don't want to offend nobody. So we hold the poison of mediocrity in us. I don't want to make everybody else uncomfortable. Right? Come on, family. Joe Berry said, I know what you mean. I spoke up on something in my group and got suspended for 6 months. See? And that group might have been holding you back. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of, we don't really realize that because we've been taught to be helpless. We've been taught that we should be in need. When the fact of the matter is, family, if you look around you, if you look around and really explore your circle, you're going to find that you're not really alone. It don't take a lot of you. It don't take a lot of us. We honestly think that all black folks got to work together in order to beat this enemy. We got to understand that all white folks ain't working together to hold us down. It's a few. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. It ain't all of them. All of them are benefiting from the system that has been established, but it ain't all of them that's operating that system. So it don't take all of them to hold us down. It just like it don't take all of us to get free. Others will benefit. Others that don't do no work will benefit. But I would prefer to be free and have done all the work rather than not done anything and stay a fucking slave, stay poisoned. Shaka, you better step up, dog. You know, because I go on this one all night.
Hey, man, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Are you telling me in your transformation, sometime before you became the man that you are right now, Tim, are you telling me the moment that you stopped eating pork was the moment that you stopped eating pork?
Oh, hell no. I was eating a whole lot of pork after I gave up the physical pork. You know what I'm saying? And that shit went on until late in my life. In some instances, I'm still eating pork. I'm still holding on to the poison. You know what I'm saying?
Is pork poison to you?
For me, in my personal choice, in my life, it is. But I have to always go back and quote my esteemed elder, Dr. John Henry Clark. He said, brother, if not for that pig, you wouldn't be here. You know, I personally choose not to eat the pork. See, and this is one thing that a lot of us got to get to. We got to get to the point where it's not preachy about what we do, right? I choose not to eat meat.
Right.
I choose not to eat pork. I could go back and eat pork anytime I want because I'm not a slave to that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not doing it for the same reason everybody else is doing. I noticed the change in me when I stopped eating meat. When I gave up pork. Pork was the first meat I gave up. At first it was because everybody was saying it was, but I noticed the change in me once I gave up eating it. You understand what I'm saying? And I like the change because I was quicker to, you know, a lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a super bad, but my temper was a lot worse when I was indulging in meat. But I gave up meat. Matter of fact.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If you took your daughters to a birthday party right now,
Mm-hmm.
and you showed up and found out that all they had was potato chips and pepperoni pizza,
Mm-hmm.
how would you deal with that?
Well, my kids is gonna deal with that, Because before I could say anything, I'm vegetarian. Well, actually, I'm pescatarian because I eat fish. I like eggs and I like cheese. But I love cheese. Damn, I'm thinking about some cheese. My kids, my children. Let me stop calling them kids. My children will make the decision for me.
Well, you know what?
Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
I want to.
Let me finish. Because
your
every morning when I go to my mama's house, I walk into my mama's house, and she got the pork frying, and my son Cleve will knock me down getting in the door trying to get at it. See, listen, I believe that I could give my children choice. Now, they may decide that they don't want to eat pork. They may decide they do. You know, sometimes their mama eat pork. You know what I'm saying? The point that I'm getting to is very simple. If my children come into the lifestyle that I'm living, if my children pick up the mantle and say, I'm going to be like my dad, that would be more effective than me holding them off their whole life, and then when they get free from me, they run off and eat everything from the rooter to the tutor on the pig. I want my children to be able to make choices. Mm-hmm. And that's a simple choice. Pork ain't killed me when I was young. And I know some of y'all going to be mad at me about that. Mm-hmm. But shit, I still be dreaming about chitlins. I love me some chitlins. I love me some ham. I just choose not to eat that shit. That's my choice. And I'm not...
So
go ahead.
Where I stand with the proverb, Hatim.
It was about time.
You are your greatest nemesis. At all times, you are your greatest nemesis. You said it earlier. It was beautiful the way that you said it. And I'm probably going to flip it around like you did at first. And you say, just this morning, you say that we either accept. Oh, man, we could go back to that. We can go back to it because right now my mind is buffering.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Anubis
so the
said.
Whole point is
wait,
that,
hold on. Anubis says, never had chitlins. What is it? All right. Hey, shouts out to C-Lo.
Once again, that is a true scenario that just happened to us on Thanksgiving. My dad wanted to go and eat out somewhere, and we were on Lee Road. The only place that I saw some lights on was this place called the Red Cage. Man, the Red Cage got some wonderful food. Anyways, they wasn't open to the public. They was having a little family gathering. And as I was going back to the car, they said, yo, Shaka, why don't you come have Thanksgiving with us? I was like, can my dad come? So me, my dad, my son, went and broke bread with the family that owns the Red Cage. And, man, everything was great. They opened up this one pot of chitlins, though. And that's when it got weird. Because everybody in the family, there they go. We gotta let our guests,
You get some first. The guests get some.
Man, hey, let me tell you something. I never dealt with them. My dad stopped dealing with them. And my son, he ain't even on that vibration where he want to try them. So it just was what it was. And it kind of, like I said, just kind of felt weird. The fact that I understand the vibration of breaking bread, and this is what we held out for. This is our staple dish, and it's like, nah, I can't do that. But overall, that's the sentiment. It's I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Just my preference. And sometimes that's all it is a lifestyle preference. The choices that we make. Are they good choices? Are they not so good choices? Sometimes we got to repeat cycles because of more detrimental decisions that we've made to our own detriment. to our own detriment. And in all our relations, if we are constant in that, and I guess that kind of segues into the next one, but if we're consistently making that same low vibration or low energy decision, then we'll never get to the next level.
Now, we got another caller from the 614 area. I don't know who it is. I don't know if you called to listen, or do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, this is Joe Berry. How you doing?
What's up, brother Joe? How you doing? Thank you for calling in.
All right.
Did you hear the proverb? Do you need me to read the proverb, or you got something else?
On the pork bill, man. Yeah. You what now?
You want me to reread the proverb, or you got
You need
something
him to
else?
read the proverb.
Well, I was talking about the pork thing. I had a friend, grandmother. She lived 103 years old. She was eating pork, but she ain't how you eat it. It's why you eat it. And she said, you want to get particular about it. Us militant people is really wanting to be vegetarian. Just like Brother Hakeem said, it was about survival. So,
Right.
I'm not a big pork eater, but I don't think I'm gonna give up my pork chop yet.
And some people out there rolling over in their graves right now. You be like, yo, I thought they was conscious, but the whole piece about consciousness is being awake, being aware, right? And just because you're aware of something, don't mean that you necessarily make the choice to avoid it, right? Because it's like this, man.
Right. Yeah, go ahead and read the proverb.
Okay. Let me tell you about one of my elders. One of my elders told me one time, cause he like fishing. He like, man, I got some catfish. I said, well, I don't eat catfish. He said, why you don't eat no catfish? I said, catfish are bottom feeders. He said, fool, every fish is a bottom feeder if they hungry. I said, oh, you got a point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really. I mean, so when you listen to some of these people that are elders, we got to be clear. But here you go, Mr. Joe. A man should not swallow poison because he is afraid to spit and offend others. This is one of the proverbs for the day. This is what led us to this part of the discussion. A man should not swallow poison because he is afraid to spit and offend others. So, if you got any thoughts on it, you can hit us on it. Anybody out there that's listening, if you have any thoughts on it, by all means, please share them. Sister
What
Jill.
about watermelon seeds? Does that count?
Oh, dude, I watermelon got seeds, because I've been eating watermelon so long. You talking those little black things are seeds? I thought that was part of the thing. So Sister Jill described what chitlins was to Brother Anubis, and she called it wrinkled steak. Anubis said, well, I imagine that it must taste great for the people that love it. Does not sound all that appealing to me. Hey, and it's like, clean them is not appealing. I imagine that when I was young, if I had to clean them damn things, I wouldn't love them. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's move on to the next Proverbs. Mr. Joe, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
Give me one.
1. The proverb right now is, consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Once again, consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Shaka, you up.
Ouch. All I can say is that the more consistent your routine becomes, the more bland life and more cookie cutter life becomes. You limit yourself through routine. Sometimes people have routines to stay familiar with just basic interaction.
Mm-hmm. They hide behind the routines. Sister Jill says, scared to take risks or OCD.
That's kind of like how people are with OCD.
That's what
They
she
go
just
to
said.
places that are- Okay.
They set up they set up these things to block. I'm sorry, but go ahead, man. You gonna have to go on deeper than that. Go deeper, man. Don't cough now. Go deeper.
Oh, that ain't me. That
That's
wasn't
me.
Oh, okay. Brother Joe, you got something you want to share on it? Like, it's because Shaka choking on me.
Nah, I'm just clearing my throat.
Okay. Come on, Shaka. Take it deeper, man.
See, listen. As an artist, as a performer,
Uh-huh.
when you think of that concept, I think of cats that you've known for 30 or 40 years, and then you go to Atlantic City, they doing their weekly show, like, oh man, I didn't know they had Shalimar here tonight. You know?
Mm-hmm.
For an example, I'm just saying, you see people doing their little tribute shows or whatever. When you doing life like that, you are playing it safe. As an older group like the Temptations, when they came out, they were playing it safe. They had a routine that they've been doing for years. Let's just stick to the routine, fellas. And it becomes a swan song. Dig, but beyond that, you look at somebody like Stevie Wonder. Man, if you sat Stevie Wonder at a piano right now, there's no way out of his entire catalog that any one of us will predict what he's going to do first. And that, and to answer this whole piece, if you listen to Stevie Wonder's song called "Stay Gold," I think we would have a greater perspective of this proverb, that consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Stay gold is an illustration of how to keep it new.
Sister Jill says, you will lose your ability to create, so your God man is stifled. Shouts out to Nehemiah. Shouts out to Brother Sean King, also known as Hazin, also known as Big Brother Smooth. All right. Consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Now, routine is good. Consistency is good. But anything taken to an extreme becomes a problem. One of my older brothers, Brother Mazia Patachete, used to say all the time, too much of one thing good for nothing. And I used to be like, man, quit trying to sound all fancy with that Jamaican accent. Too much of one thing good for nothing. Be like, man, you just try to dazzle people with your accent. But that shit start really weighing on me. Too much of one thing. And a lot of times you start seeing people, they build up routines to protect them. And in building up this routine to protect themselves, they can never break it. Like even within in spiritual circles, in deep spiritual circles, what you start seeing is that individuals will build up routines, and then eventually, when they run into their master, the master see that they're becoming a slave of the routine. The master will break them out of the routine, because it's easy for us to become hypnotized. It's sort of like many of us want to be like chickens. I don't know if anybody know this. I never killed a chicken, but I heard that if you get a chicken and you hold them down and you take your finger and you draw a line in the dirt, the chicken will watch that line and stay still and stay entranced, and you could take an axe and chop his head off. And for many of us, the routines that we set up, the consistency and the rituals that we build around our lives to keep us safe, keep us hypnotized like that chicken. And we're waiting for something to come down and chop off our damn heads. So it's good to have routines. It's good to have rituals. It's good that, but we have to strive to remain free. Even, you know what I'm saying? Even though they serve, because we have to make sure that everything that we add to our life is serving our life, and we're not serving it. Consistency can become a master. And in it becoming a master, it will take you over. And because it's taking you over, it will limit your growth. It will limit your creativity. It will limit a lot of things. Actually, some people are so caught up into their routines and consistency that if you break it, they'll lose their mind. If you break it,
Can you imagine?
go ahead.
Can you imagine losing the ability to believe?
I don't have to imagine it. I've ran into that several times in my life.
The inability to believe. What brought me there? What brought me there? Oh man, I hate when my mind buffers this early in the night.
It's cool. It's cool.
Age, brother. Age.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is, and it's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, that's why we here. That's why. That's why we do it like this, so we could jump in. You know what I'm saying? So basically, don't be a slave to routines. Don't be a slave. Don't be a slave. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it ain't just consistency that can kill your imagination. There's other. Because even with our principles, we got to make sure that our principles are served. You know what I'm saying? I can't be talking about truth and become so fucking addicted to truth that I'm even saying the truth at inopportune times. You know what I'm saying? People are like, well, the truth is not convenient. You know what I'm saying?
Let me chime in.
Go ahead.
The ability to believe. We, right now, the things that we truly, truly, truly believe in, do we really? And this is a question for self. Because if you lie to self about belief, then how can you ever know what believing is? If you fool yourself, as we do a lot of times, especially when we use words, Hatem, like love. We have created a void through our inner divine love into what it is in a tangible sense. So the things that we believe in the most, we believe that one day a Messiah is going to come back for us. Are we preparing for what we say to him? Breaking bread with him? Have we really thought this through? Do we really believe that this is what it is? And this is what will be? Or do we believe that it would happen beyond our lifetime in someone else's lifetime. Not just that, but all of us in our principal beliefs. Do we truly believe that the things that we are capable of doing, when the time comes, that we will do it? If we do not have this fundamental belief itself, then how could we ever access it from anyone else? And this is why, as brothers, as sisters, we have to have a tough skin about the service that we are providing to them out of the nature of being altruistic, out of that nature. Because it is the same one who you do this for that will ridicule you, make you feel uncomfortable in your skin because you're not swallowing the poison again. And this is what real movement feels like. So I describe to those who are closer in my network now that the process, or this process that I represent, is a lot like that cayenne lemonade that I brought. Because it goes down, it's something bitter to swallow. And if it don't burn, it ain't working. That's what movement feels like.
Brother Anubis says, Brother Anubis says, no, I'm not waiting for anyone, whether it be fictional or real, to come rescue me. I believe in taking action on my own behalf. So, family, we know that there are a lot of things out here that are designed to bring us into a state of servitude. And the only thing we're saying is consistency is one of these things as well. So it's not just that we have physical men out after us. We also have concepts. One of the things that I've been wrestling with for a while is that these viruses, these thought viruses that are out here, and I know some of y'all are like, what, you know what I'm saying? There are viruses, and really there's a field of study on this. And the term that's used is memes, and for ones that affect entire groups, teams. T-E-E-M. You know what I'm saying? Teams, T-E-E-M, and memes, M-E-M-E, right? Memes are individual ideas that go out and they spread like viruses. You see them on the internet. This is what they talk about when something go viral. You know what I'm saying? And these are thoughts that go out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Teams are like I think it's the next level of the meme, and I ain't gonna go into that. I gotta look it up again. But the piece that I'm just trying to stress to you, the thing that I want to stress to you is that there are other things rather than people in flesh and blood that's trying to consume your energy. See, what we have to understand is that everything is about attention, or as CeeLo says earlier, focus. It's about our focus. It's all these things out here in the world fighting for our focus, right? When we become too fixated on one, what you have is you have a group of individuals that become one body. Why? Because each one of them are a master in a certain field, so they bring them all together. So while the one is setting explosives, the other ones are watching his back. While the one is doing the communication, somebody is watching they're watching his back. He can focus on what he's good at. While the one is translating, the other ones are watching his back. So you could do what you do and be good at it and be focused on it, and you don't have to divert your attention to everything. But the way we have been coming up now, somebody said they can't hear me. Hold on. Joe said we can't hear you on the phone. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to the phone. Hold on. Don't hang up. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Uh-oh, what's going on? It hung me up. I'm sorry. I'm coming back. Alright, y'all on the line talking. They on the line talking about me. I can see y'all talking. Alright, y'all better not be talking about me. I see y'all on the line.
Now.
Alright.
This conference is being recorded by the organizer.
Cool, I'm sorry. So the whole, I can't even remember what I was talking about. But family, we got about 10 minutes, and we're going to go to the last one. So let's go. Never does nature say one thing and wisdom another.
I'm all on it, man.
Never does nature says one thing and wisdom another. Who going first?
I always say the universe always does what it's supposed to.
Right.
And then jokingly, I say, but we don't. And that's not necessarily the case. Because everything that we do, good or bad, was already intended. So, how can nature conflict with wisdom if everything is everything? I wrote this little stanza the other day, and I'm going to say it slow because I'm trying to remember it as I say it. I say it, and I put it into a card. I said, time and space are man's dilemma. Time and space are man's dilemma.
Can you break that down for me?
Neither of them exists in the spiritual realm. Time and space are man's dilemma. Because neither of them exist in the spiritual realm. And in that manner, everything, every answer to every question not yet to ask already exists. That subjects us to ignorance is time and space. Good thing. We are all potential energy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How does that make us any different than the floor that we stand on? At some point in time and space, that's you. That's me. Am I? Tim, you want to take over?
Okay, you ready?
Hmm?
I was just listening. Shouts out to Naichi. All right, never does nature say one thing and wisdom another. Wisdom and nature are one. If we want to learn how to live the best life, let's look at how nature interacts. We can look into nature to find examples on how to build the best life. Wisdom is the best of ways because wisdom takes into account everything. All right, when we talking about living a wise life or making a wise decision, we have to look no further than the holy scriptures of nature. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell people, I have arguments with people. They be like, I'm coming from the scripture, such and such, such and such. I say, why you need that scripture? Why you can't just look out there at that tree? You know what I'm saying? Because if you really want to see what God wrote, or the Creator, or whatever you call it, it's right out here in nature. Let's look at the sun. Let's look at the sunrise. Let's look at how the sun interacts. Let's look at how these birds is getting along. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is in nature, and it's in the design, because it's designed. It was designed in balance, and well, let's say, yeah, there's a constant struggle to bring things into balance. Now the problem is that if it ever comes into balance, then everything stops. So we always got to have an ebb and flow. We always got to remember that. So when we are doing our nation building, we need to always remember that there's always going to be a little bit of give, or a little bit of negative energy, and a little bit of positive energy. And the scales are always going to be tipping. Why? Because wisdom tells us that's how it is. You have balance between day and night. You know what I'm saying? You have these things, these divine, these opposites, always in a sense. We consider it colliding, but they're not colliding. They're working together. You know what I'm saying? And by us learning to study wisdom, because think about it. We take our kids into school, sit them down at a desk, put them in front of a board or a computer to teach them about life, when life is happening all outside. A lot of our kids don't even get recess no more. Brother Nuba says, but Brother Hatim, you are blaspheming, and for that you are going to hell. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? I already thought I was in hell, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if I got to go, you know, do I have to pay for the trip? You know what I'm saying? You know, if I got to pay for the trip and shit, do I get to go first class? Go ahead, Brother Joe.
I say that all the time. Somebody always trying to put you in hell. I'm here already.
Right. You know
Right.
You know, but Anubis
Hey,
is joking.